Hello, this is Kirk Baker here, and this is going to be an introduction to my lesson plan for how I'm going to be teaching protein synthesis. The specific portion of it on today's lesson is going to be translation, which happens to be the second half of protein synthesis. The objectives for this overall topic, one of them is to illustrate how the genetic code in DNA is transformed into a protein. And in today's lesson, we're going to specifically hit the learning objectives of demonstrating the ability to decode the mRNA sequence into amino acids. And we're also going to be describing the cellular components involved in protein synthesis. Now, as we begin the class, we are going to follow the anticipatory set. We're going to be recapping and reviewing the cellular components involved in protein synthesis. We're going to be recapping and reviewing the process of transcription and how that leads up to translation. And we are going to be reviewing and recapping the importance of proteins in the cell and the cell's processes. For the instructional strategies for today's lesson, we're going to be utilizing a style of instruction. It's going to be lecture with showing and telling. The educator is going to be presenting the material to the students through a lecture, but it's also going to include pictures, short video clips, descriptions of the overall process. That's going to demonstrate to the students what they're going to be learning and demonstrate the overall process of translation. And the learning activity or the engagement activity following the lecture is going to be a fun game, a variation of bingo, where we are going to be exploring and practicing how the mRNA sequence is going to be decoded through codons into amino acids. And so through this modified bingo game, we're going to explore and practice that process right here. So the students are going to receive a messenger RNA translation card, as well as their modified bingo cards. And we are going to play this modified bingo game that helps them practice and reinforce what they've learned. This can also be a great differentiation strategy for the students. Not only are they hearing the instructor present the information on translation, they're also getting to practice it. And if further differentiation is needed, the students could be put into small groups, so that way they are with a partner helping to provide them the information, so that way they receive it again in a different way than just the basic lecture version that the instructor gave them. For the assessment on this lesson, we are going to be using the bingo game as a way of making sure students understand. Obviously, they will not be able to play if they don't understand the process, so the instructor can identify if the students are able to play the game or not. And following the game, following the lesson, there's going to be a quiz, a type of formative assessment to assess if the students are able to understand the processes of transcription and translation, as well as the overall cellular components. Again, we're going to be analyzing if they met the learning objectives, not just for today's lesson, but for the overall topic as well. To close this lesson, we will probably discuss some relevance to the overall picture of cellular processes here, and how this relates to the bigger picture of what goes on in the cell. This lesson was very effective in helping teach the process of translation and how it fits into the overall scheme of protein synthesis. Students really enjoyed being able to visualize and gain the information through the lecture, and then they really enjoyed playing the game afterwards that helped them practice the ability to decode messenger RNA or decode the message in messenger RNA into the amino acids and the proteins. So I hope that we have a successful lesson here, and I think this is a great resource going forward into the future. Thank you.